Well, hi everybody. Welcome to the last YouTube video of the semester. How about that? I want to go over some information about the final exam. I went over many of these things I'm going to mention on Thursday, this past Thursday, and I'll go over them again next Thursday in our final Zoom class. But these things bear repeating. Yesterday, so I'm recording this on Friday. Yesterday, I sent you an email with the PDF of the long essay for the final exam attached. The long essay, which you probably know by now, is What's Wrong with the Way We Work by Jill Lepore. And that's about all I can discuss with you about it. The one other thing, I sent you an email this morning. I want you to do a works cited list for the final, all right? And the English department has made it pretty easy for you. So when you get to the end of this PDF, you will find a citation, but be careful because it's single spaced, and in your works cited list, it's supposed to be double spaced. So, and the other thing is, and this is because I'm getting old here, you know. I've been using an older version of the MLA handbook. So this citation here is formatted a bit differently than the ones we've been working on in class. I'm sorry for that mix-up. I already sent away this morning for a new copy of the MLA handbook, which I will be using next semester. So I apologize for that. Most of the rules are still true, though. Remember, last name first on the author, titles of short works within quotation marks, titles of magazines and websites in either italics or underlined. And you need to, for a web source, you need to include the URL, the web address, all right? So use the citation for your works cited list on the final exam. But be careful to double space it. Use the proper indent, hanging indent, 1/2 inch. Use the proper heading at the top of the page, or your works cited page. Works cited, centered. All right. You will, when you get the short essay and the prompt, there will be a citation for the short essays, and you'll also include that in your works cited list on the final. All right. So, I mean, this is already done for you. I'm just looking that you format it properly, proper head. In fact, you know what? Let's go to Blackboard, and I put up Roby Writer there, right? Do I still have Roby Writer on Blackboard? Just got to give me a minute here to get my Blackboard page here. Okay, there we go. Documents, and sorry to keep you waiting, folks. I just want to find this. MLA formatting now. Here we go. Let me share screen here. And here we go. So, and this is on, in fact, let me show you. You should know where this is, but course documents and the MLA formatting handout, right? Right here. Which tells you everything, all right? Now about the spacing, indentation, all that stuff, right? So on your final exam, you want to have works cited centered. You're going to have 2 citations, the one here and the one on the short essay. You want it, the first line, yeah, these don't have the hanging indent, but so the first line of your citation you want flush with the left margin, and then you're going to have a hanging. You would just imagine following. See right here, I put this here. If you had if this continued to a second line, you want to have half-inch hanging in there. So do that for your final. So your, so your 10, 12 teachers don't get mad at me for not teaching this stuff well enough. And so that's enough of the mechanical stuff, all right? Because really what I'm interested in is what you write for the final, all right? So, but that's all I can discuss with you about the essay, so you understand. But I can talk to you about the final in general, right? So you've received the long, and also the long essay. Let me show you again. Let's share. The long essay is on, I have it under course documents right here, all right? And I also have it right here. This is this is something I didn't show you on Thursday. I created this yesterday afternoon. On the left-hand menu, there is a selection for final exam. Go on there. This is the assignment. This is where you're going to submit your final on the 21st or by the 21st. You can submit it earlier if you want. That's okay. But it is definitely due the 21st at 11:59 p.m. I cannot give you any extension on that. Got to have it into me by the 21st, or you get it at 11:59 p.m. or you get a 0. I'm sorry, that is just, it has to be that way. All right. So with this, I also put the long essay, and on a by reading day, I will put the short essay, and I'll send it to you in email too. I'll give you many ways to get it. All right. Also, I put the rubric here. We discussed this on Thursday. It bears discussing again. I will be grading you. I must use this rubric. This is created by the English department. I will be grading you. I grade the papers, but I have to follow this rubric. So you will be graded out of 16 points. There are 4 categories. You can get 1 through 4 on each category. All right. If you get 4 or across the board, 4 times 4, you'd get a 16. You'd get an A. All right. So the ranges here are 15 to 16A, 13 to 14B, 12 would be a C, 11 is the lowest passing grade. That's a C minus. All right. So please check this out. I also have this under course documents right here. And please check this out to see what I expect of you, all right, on this final. Okay. What else do I want to talk to you about? We did so the final exam is a compare and contrast essay. All right, and I just want to make that clear in case you missed class or whatever. For whatever reason, it is a compare and contrast essay. Let me bring up my Adobe Acrobat here, and yes, you remember this, right? So it's the same format as what we formerly called our compare and contrast essay, which is due on the 12th, Sunday the 12th, 11:59 p.m. All right. I received many of the first drafts, and all the ones I received, I have marked. I put a lot of comments on there. I really tried to help you out there. Those of you who have not submitted those first drafts, if you don't do it soon, I mean, just go right into working on the revision, because this assignment, like the argumentative essay, I'm talking about compare and contrast now. is worth, the revision is worth about 11% of your final grade, as is the argumentative, the revision of the argumentative essay. All right. So please get that in. I'm talking about compare contrast essay. Now, the final is worth 20% of your final grade. It's the biggest chunk of your final grade of anything you've done. All right. And it is a compare and contrast essay. All right. So you had practice at that. I mean, even the argumentative essay, even, you know, at least it had elements of the compare and contrast anyway. And so you're starting to get some, you had some practice with this, all right, and you're going to get more when you do this final. So I suggest you do a 5-paragraph essay, as we've been doing all semester, all right, and you're going to do a point-by-point structure. All right, as I have here in this diagram. All right, we've discussed this a few times. You have the two subjects. You have 3 points of comparison or contrast for each subject. Okay, you must have a thesis statement. The writing prompt will tell you what is expected in the thesis statement, but certainly you will want to have you want to mention that, and I've been trying to drill this into your heads. You want, in this thesis statement, you want to have the 2 things you're comparing, and you want to have your 3 points of comparison or contrast, and you want to say whether each of those points is similar in the 2 things you're comparing or different. Right? So, and again, I'm sure you recognize those words. You've had some practice. So please, I suggest you follow the structure. What else can I tell you before we're starting to run out of time? So how much time do I have? I've written this down here. Got another few minutes here. Covered the structure. Thesis statements, yeah. Let's go back to the Adobe Acrobat, so yeah. So you recognize this, that you use these examples that we've been using past few weeks. All right, I think these will help you. Again, they show you exactly what I just said. Every one of them has the 2 things you're comparing, right? Public schools, private schools, Judaism, Christianity, super grocery, 2 grocery stores, right? And 2 novels, all right? And then the points of comparison or contrast, right? So, and I showed you this in class. Most of you were in class on Thursday, so you've seen this. I'm sorry for my bad handwriting, but you want to say in your thesis, you want to state the 3 points of comparison and contrast. You want to say whether they're similar or they are different. So we'll take, again, I did this, I'll do the one I didn't do in class on Thursday. So we had the grocery store, right? So you're comparing the super grocery and mom and pop, right? And so we have what is similar about the 2 grocery stores. Their prices are similar. You can, and the thesis statement, while the prices, there's a while clause, right? While the prices at super grocery and mom and pa's are very similar, mom and pa's is still the smarter grocery store option. And now that's an argument there, right? So that would be an evaluative thesis statement, right? As we discussed. And then these are the 3 points, right? Closer to home, family run, offers. So in this case, he has 1 more point than I'll be asking for, right? So yeah, so those are, but you're actually your points, and I tried to explain this on Thursday. Your points are actually, so he says here is closer to home, right? So what's the point there? The point is the location, just to kind of crystallize the point, right? So one's farther, one's closer. I think when you think about it this way, It helps you to write your thesis statement. It helps you to outline your essay, right? The okay, so all right, family run atmosphere, yes. What is the atmosphere? The one, I mean, this is like obvious stuff, but the one is family run, the one is not family run, okay? And then the finally, the third one was the better selection of organic foods, all right? Better and worse, all right? So when you do that and you clearly recognize your 3 points that you're going to discuss in your essay, then it makes it much easier to write a topic sentence and to write your 3 paragraphs because they're more focused. All right. In this case, you would have 1 paragraph about. Well, again, he had 1 extra, 1 more than I'm asking for. He would have 1 paragraph about the prices, how they're similar. Then a paragraph about the location, a paragraph about the atmosphere. For us, that would be enough. All right. So use these hints, tips when you're writing your final exam. All right. I see I'm over time here. So let's stop the share. Right. So I will be sending you and also posting on Blackboard the short essay and prompt on reading day, the 14th. All right. What else do I need to tell you very quickly? Evaluate me and evaluate all your professors on Web Central. I mentioned on Thursday, I mentioned it again. Also, I'll be having office hours on next Tuesday and Thursday, the 7th and the 9th. Please come if you haven't already, or anybody. If you have any questions, any problems, come to the office hours. Those will be my last. Those will be my last scheduled office hours. I'll still meet with you after the 9th, but you'll have to make an appointment. All right. And again, I cannot discuss the final exam with you other than very general questions. I mean, I can discuss things about just a generic compare and contrast essay. That's fine, right? Things like that, or just due dates and things like that. But I cannot discuss the essays with you. And a couple of things that I mentioned. You cannot take your final exam that you're working on to the Learning Center. You got to work on it on your own. And there was 1 other thing in a memo I got from the English department. Okay, so I'll just read this. Okay, well, this is directed to me. It's a memo to me, right? But you are not allowed to discuss either of the final exam essay choices with your students, and your students are not allowed to peer review their responses to the prompt. So we won't have any peer review, or to discuss the second shorter essay with each other, right? So bear that in mind. I mean, I can't police you on that, but if I see things that are really similar, I might, I trust you. So please just bear those guidelines in mind. And yeah, I think that's all I have to tell you. We're gonna discuss this more on Thursday. And have a nice weekend. I know it's a busy time. Please email me office hours, and otherwise I will see you next Thursday. We're just going to discuss. I'm going to put you in break. Well, I mean, I'll answer any questions. I'll go over the stuff again, and then I'm going to put you in breakout rooms. You will discuss the long essay with each other, all right, without me. So, all right, that's it. Bye-bye for now, and have a nice week.